So you may have heard of something called SQL injection. So SQL, SQL, means structured query language. It's commonly pronounced SQL. SQL is the language you use to talk to a SQL database. For example, it'll display a record, replace a record, delete a record. There's a famous comic by XKCD. Uh, Google for Little Bobby drop tables if you want a good chuckle at the expense of database administration. So here's what the injection part is about. When you interact with a web application, you do it through form fields. For example, if you're going to go to a retail site and search for, I don't know, studio headphones, you type that into a form field and the application goes and fetches that from the database and displays it for you, right? Okay, now a mature application that has used something called server-side input validation will take what you've typed and inspect it before handing it to the database. Hack, do I see a pattern here I don't like? Okay, database, give them what they want. But if the application was not developed using this technique, you can put direct structured query language commands right into the form field, and it will be handed right to the database, and it will act on that command. So now this can be used to make the database cough up its contents, or worse, inject something into it. So typically, this will be a redirect to a site. You don't know that in the background you're getting a little present on the side from China or Uzbekistan or wherever. You know, that could be an info stealer that's grabbing all the passwords you've stored in your browser, or it could be pushing malware onto your computer. Now, web applications get injected all the time. So how do you avoid this? Well, you don't want to be the one that runs over an injected site. So primarily, don't hit every link that just shows up in social media, in your email, and your text messages, whatever. Okay. Also, try to avoid sites that you know were developed by volunteers. They're not doing the kind of coding and testing to prevent this from happening. And in fact, if I asked you what type of website was most likely to have been victimized by this, probably wouldn't say churches.